Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Misty Moss of Moss Photography. I am a boudoir photographer, self-portrait artist, and burlesque performer, all things self-love. And today we are talking about my best-selling poses of 2022. Last year, I was very grateful and very blessed to work with many beautiful, amazing different clients. And on average last year, our studio sold about $2,500 each collection averaged out. And I attribute a lot of that to one, how I set up my pricing, but two, how I am shooting my clients and how I am photographing them in different poses to create a very diverse gallery for them to choose photos from. It has been a hot minute since I have done a best-selling poses video. In fact, I think it's been over 2 years. So I thought, why not do it again? Why not show you the poses that have helped my studio be successful over the last few years? And today we are working with one of my good friends and an amazing model I have worked with before in my shower video, which you can check up here. And her name is Luna. She is sensational. She's going to be helping us do some of the poses so you can see what it looks like to pose clients through that. I will be sharing with you what those poses look like, as well as general tips and tricks for my posing approach so that you can pose your clients effortlessly to create diverse, stunning images that they just have to buy and have and keep forever and ever and ever. All right, let's get into the video. Let's go. Okay, Luna's here in her business garb. And we're gonna do
I'm a professional.
Very professional. We're gonna do some best-selling boudoir poses. Let's go. Alright, so I'm starting Luna off in a booty pose. I often start my clients in a booty pose first because when they start their session, they're usually quite nervous and I don't want them to have to worry about their face yet, so I ease them in by just doing detail shots and booty shots. My method for posing is quite a bit different than most photographers. I don't believe in having a specific pose card or anything that I'm going off of. Instead, I use what I call my base poses and I build off of those by changing the client's triangles. So anything that bends, I change that to give variation to the pose, as well as getting them to play with different parts of their body, like their hair or their clothes or stuff like that. So for this pose, this can be done anywhere you can lean onto. A bed, a chair, an ottoman, a couch, anything where the client can put their elbows and their hands down on the surface so that they can arch their back. For a variety in this pose, you can have your client pop up higher on their hands, or you can prop them down on their elbows, you can have them grab their hair, you can have them pull on their underwear, you can have them just interact with themselves in different ways to change up the image. You can also change your angle in relation to the client by going in for some detail shots and just trying different angles around them as well. What was I thinking about? Okay, so this one you're going to start on the ground, and it's a little bit of a two-parter. So for the first one, I'm going to get you up a level, because I like to do like levels to poses. So level one is up on your elbows, legs up on the chair, hands pulling on your underwear, and then just relax your head back. And then you're just going to lean back. I'll do some straps, pulling, and then we're going to do your favorite, which is an eye pose. And you bring your hands up like this, and you're going to block your eyeball.
You can't see me. I'm not here, so serious.
You can't perceive me! So it's kind of like half of your face is gone, so it's like not really a face one, you know?
God. Shoulder roll, casual shoulder.
Casual shoulder for the YouTube! Do it for the brand! Alright, I decided to lump pose 2 and pose 3 into the same subcategory because you do have to get into them in the same way, but to me they feel like entirely different poses that my client chooses from, so they're the same but different. And so the first pose we're doing is laying down with the client's legs propped up. Now this pose can be done again in endless places. You can do it on a chaise like we have here. You can do it with their legs on the edge of a bed or a couch or a chair or an ottoman, or even just propped up on the wall. So once you have their legs up on the wall, there are endless variations to what you can do with them just based on how you move your client around. So here I have Luna starting up in what I like to call level 1 because I like to consider that my poses have different levels to them in terms of height. So I have her up on her elbows and then we do a completely different pose by just letting her lay down flat on her back, and then we're just going to change up what her arms do, where her legs go, and then I'm just going to move around her and like basically a full 360 to get a bunch of different angles and a different variation to the images that we create by doing so. While I have clients in this laying down pose, I love to do face details and lip details. Close-up shots get picked quite often by my clients, especially this one kind of cheeky editorial version of a close-up that I do. I have their arm that's closest to me kind of block their eye. It usually ends up being their right eye in this case. And then the other elbow is kind of nice and open to allow the light to kind of stream onto their face. So I have both their hands up over their head, and then it kind of creates this beautiful face frame effect, and it gives it this really flirty editorial kind of shot. And I also enjoy getting a nice lip detail while I'm here as well. I just get them to breathe out through their lips, and it creates this really relaxed, detailed shot for their lips. Hey, are you enjoying this video? I am just interrupting your viewing experience to tell you about this week's sponsor. Me, I'm the sponsor. I am here to tell you about my self-portrait course. This is a fully comprehensive course for all levels, beginner to advanced. I have taken my last over 15 years of self-portrait experience and put it into a 6-module course to help guide you through creating your own self-portrait practice. Maybe you want boudoir photos, but you can't quite afford to hire a full professional photographer at this time. This course is for you if you want to learn how to take your own boudoir photos, or maybe you're a content creator, so you need more photos more often on the regular. This course is also for you to help you learn how to create that content on your own. Or perhaps you just want to dive deeper into loving your body, celebrating your body, documenting your body, and having a new creative outlet to express and explore yourself. Then this course is also for you. It's got over 30 video tutorials covering everything from the technical toolkit, so the how-to, to the emotional toolkit, the why-to, including videos on how to process all of those big squidgy feelings and emotions that come up when you're looking at photos of yourself, because unlearning toxic body beliefs is hard, y'all. So I am here to support you through that in that course as well. There's also behind the scenes footage and editing tutorials and so much more. This course is packed. So if you want to sign up for this course or learn more, you can go down to the link below in the description, use code MOSS50 at checkout for $50 off. And now let's get back to this week's video. Bye. Okay, for number 4, we are doing sexy flamingo. And I definitely recommend giving your poses dumb names because your clients will love it. I have sexy flamingo and then I also do sexy chicken wing. I don't know why it's birds, but that's just how it's ended up being. And every time I say the names out loud, my clients giggle and it just brings us closer together. So if you can add some silliness into your sessions, I definitely recommend it because it just makes it so much more fun. So for this pose, the secret is just getting the proper lean on. So you really just need a wall to do this. All the weight is supported in your client's shoulders. I tell them to take one big step forward, and then all of their weight goes into that one leg that they've stepped with, which is usually the leg closest to the window. And then from there, they just pop their other leg. You can also switch the weight between the legs to change things up. For hand placement, I will often get them to pull on their underwear, maybe play with their straps, give themselves a little hug, or I'll get them to put their hands up on the wall and kind of just cross their wrists, or just other ways to interact with themselves to change up the variety in the image. This pose is such a fan favorite and client favorite, and I highly recommend throwing it into your pose flow if you don't already have something similar in there. All right, we have made it to our last pose of the video. If you've made it this far and are still with me, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you watching this. I hope you are learning a lot of stuff to take into your client sessions in the future and that you are just feeling so inspired after watching this. So for pose 5, it's kind of again a 2-for-1, and that is kneeling poses. And the reason I find kneeling poses to be in my best sellers list is because they are so versatile and you can get so many different kinds of photos out of them based on how you change your client's triangles and how close or far away you are from your client. So for this one, I'm starting Luna off just facing forward, and we're going to do just like front facing poses. So I'm going to do some far away ones, and then I get real close and personal and we do some like detail shots. This is great if your client is wearing like a bra that they can play with the straps, or they can pull on their underwear. You can also entirely change this pose just by leaning back. There's just so many options with this pose. You're really only limited to how much you change within those little tiny things with your clients. So the other option we're going to do with this pose is I just flip my client around 180, so then it becomes a back and a booty photo. And it's very easy and a really simple way to just completely change the pose without actually getting your client to do much work at all. So I'm all about streamlining and working smarter, not harder. And I love just finding ways to make a pose so versatile and so diverse, so they just have so many options in their gallery to choose from. So definitely recommend throwing a kneeling pose into your pose flow and just finding ways to make this pose so dynamic and have so many options for your client.